Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, we're checking out the best VR accessories that you might need. Now, I've made plenty of VR accessory videos in the past, covering all sorts of items from $5 to $1,500, and I even made a video letting you guys know what accessories you just don't need. But hindsight is 2020, and I realized on that video, I included some items that do have very specific use cases. Now, no one actually needs a VR treadmill or a haptic vest. That definitely sits in the want category, but there are certain items that you may need to help resolve your specific issue. But if you have a particular issue that has been solved by a specific VR accessory, please let me know what it is down in the comments. And there are, of course, links and timestamps in the description. But before we get started, this video is brought to you by the 3v3 PvP spellcasting shooter Wands Alliances. If you're sick of military-based PvP, and if you're looking for something that focuses on strategy and team coordination, well then Wands Alliances should be your go-to title. With 3 different classes to master, tons of unlockable spells, and plenty of variety to suit your playstyle, it's one of the coolest new PvP titles available on the Quest 2. There's links down in the description if you're looking for more information. Okay, so this video will contain a lot more obscure VR accessories, but they are all intended to solve a specific issue, and the first one up is replacement controller grips. Now, previously I stated you don't need these because the bang for the buck isn't there, but if you are someone with extremely large hands, both the Valve Index and Quest 2 controllers might be too small for your grip, uncomfortable, or don't properly register finger detection. Now, you may also receive some additional benefits, including stain and damage resistance, the ability to completely open your hand without dropping the controller, and some added sweat resistance. Now, the Index controllers fit me perfectly, so I haven't made any modifications there. And while I do like the Kiwi grips for the Quest 2 controllers, I use a charging dock, and I'm just unwilling to constantly remove and put the covers back on. Now, many VR gamers might know the struggle of trying to play during the very hot summer months. Most of us can't afford the few hundred or even few $1,000s it may be to install an additional air conditioner, and the high heat keeps fogging up your lens or just turning your face into a sweat magnet. So in this case, we have attachable fans for both the Quest 2 and the Valve Index. Now, prior to installing a new air conditioner, I was forced to use this on my Valve Index at least 3 months out of the year. Now, I don't personally suffer from a lot of lens fogging, but my face would just get so uncomfortably warm, and it severely impacted my gameplay time. So I'll include some options that I've tested out down in the description. And while this definitely isn't as good as having AC in your room, it can be a difference of 30 or so minutes of additional game time. Now, the next item was quite controversial in my previous video, where I said there's really no need for a gun stock. After speaking with a lot of people in the VR community, it appears there are a group of people who either really struggle to aim without some type of additional support, or they are just so specialized in a specific PvP game that they need every single advantage possible. Now, my personal reasoning against using a gun stock was the initial learning curve and the fact that it can make gaming a bit more cumbersome, between most Quest gamers being casual and modern titles like Population 1 being so laxed on aiming. I didn't think the average gamer would get anything out of a gun stock. And again, it's still not for me because I switch titles way too often and never really developed the proper muscle memory to feel comfortable with a gun stock. But I completely understand the need that some users have now, and I have been testing a new gun stock that removes the cumbersome complaints that I initially had. It's called the V-Arm, and it's much simpler to use. Many VR titles have a strong aiming emphasis from your back hand, so you can easily brace this arm at any time, but both controllers remain free to quickly reload, grab a grenade, or whatever else you need to do in game. It's a great compromise that only sacrifices increased accuracy based on the title you're playing. Now, another VR accessory that I wasn't too keen to recommend in the past was the Cybershoes. Again, it was a bang for your buck thing. They're pretty expensive to play your game seated while kicking your feet like you're on roller skates. However, I still get plenty of people in my comments asking if a game has a teleportation mode because they experience motion sickness, but unfortunately plenty of games are excluding that option now. So if you're in that category, Cybershoes to the rescue. It's pretty amazing how kicking your feet can help you overcome motion sickness, but it definitely does work. You will also get some additional immersion and up your daily cardio if that's what you're looking for. Now, on that same note, we have motion simulation chairs, and in this case, I'm talking about the Yaw VR. Now, for the most part, no one needs a motion simulation chair. It's something you want. But if you love Sims and suffer from motion sickness, the chair might actually help. Now, the only VR experience that routinely makes me uncomfortable is a VR roller coaster. I usually try and combat that by leaning into the motion, which can help a little bit, but that's inconsistent and might even make you more nauseous. Now, on the other hand, I've spent over an hour experiencing VR roller coasters in my motion simulation chair with minimal discomfort. I'm not sure that's the case for everyone, and I recommend you find one to test before you run out and buy one, but it might be the solution you're looking for. Okay, so the next item I was a little reluctant to add because this used to be an extremely common VR accessory, but with the rise of virtual desktop and AirLink, using a link cable is much less commonplace. So if your Wi-Fi sucks and you just can't get a good PC VR experience on your Quest, well then you're gonna have to buy a link cable. Now there's not much more for me to add here, but I will say don't go out and buy the super expensive one directly from Meta. Hop on the Amazon, find a cheaper option, and just check the reviews. And I will include a few options that I've personally tested down in the description. Now another unique VR accessory is prescription lens inserts. I've actually never included these in any of my previous videos, but a few months ago I suffered from a serious bout of insomnia and I was forced to filter out all blue light coming from screens during the evening hours where I do the vast majority of my work. Now, as many of the eyeglass wearers out there know, you can't always fit a pair inside of a VR headset, so that's where lens inserts can be a lifesaver. Now, I was only using them for blue light filtration, but you can have them made to your eyeglass prescription. Now, I've actually tried a few different brands, and they're all basically the same. Now, a heads up to people like myself who have a big nose and small IPD. Even though the inserts are quite small, on the Quest 2, they were just enough to pinch my nose, so I had to push the IPD out to the second position, which is obviously less than ideal, and cause some additional eye strain. Now, the next accessories for those who have a small play space or always find themselves wandering off and bumping into a wall. In that case, I highly recommend the floor mat. Now, there are mats designed specifically for this purpose. They have textured elements that make you aware of when you're wandering out of your play space or even help you locate the center of your mat. Now, this is also ideal for content creators as it will help you keep your orientation and continually face the camera. Now, I personally use the mat that came with the Cybershoes. It's the perfect size for my room and gives me just enough tactile feedback, but it's definitely not ideal. But I'll list a few great options for you guys in the description. Now, another accessory that content creators may need is a wireless microphone. Recording content with the built-in Quest 2 microphone is less than ideal. If you're gonna be live streaming or just capturing footage, you really need an additional mic. I personally recommend the mod mic, and it's the same one you most likely see every single content creator using. Until a better one pops up, this is what everybody's using. Okay, and today's last accessory is something you definitely need if you're a Quest owner who travels a lot. A carrying case is not optional in my opinion, because it'll only be a matter of time before you damage your headset, snap the Elite strap, scratch your internal lens, or even your external cameras. You may be tempted to just throw it in a gym bag, and while that might be okay, you're still rolling the dice a bit. And when you are getting a carrying case, it doesn't matter if you go official or third party, but make sure it will fit a battery pack even if you don't own one. Now, I do have a specific case that I want to mention because it basically inspired this video, because it has a unique feature that solves a simple problem, which was the overall theme of today's video. So this carrying case that I have is made by Tech, and it allows you to charge your Quest and battery pack without taking it out of the case. There's two magnetized internal plugs. Connect them to the Quest and the battery, and then plug in the external cable, and you're good to go. It's stupidly convenient, and maybe it's overkill where just a regular case would do, but if you travel a lot, or even just want to neaten up your counter, this case is a really cool option. Okay, so just a reminder, this video was not a comprehensive look at all VR accessories. If you're looking for something like that, I will post a card to one of my other videos, but this video was just intended to show off accessories that have a very specific use case, or others that I've kind of dismissed in the past. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys on next time.